Hey guys, it's your boy Pat. Welcome back to the next episode of the Hollow Down Cigar Lounge. We're gonna have a fun ass show today. See two faces over here. We're gonna bring in our OG Chad, who's here with us all the time. What's up, Chad?
How you guys doing?
And down here is our good friend Henderson Ventura.
Thank you,
Yo,
man.
what's going
Thank you
on,
for
bro?
having me here, man.
Hell yeah. Been wanting to do this for a minute, but for some reason you like to be a busy man and you don't like to stay in one place at a time.
I
So getting you
I
on here has been interesting.
I move, man, all the time. Do you know what? Is very interesting. We have a schedule to do this interview 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, two
Yeah.
weeks ago. And just
So that was a holiday in Dominican Republic.
oh really?
Yeah. So I just came from like an about 20 days trip that I did into the States. And I took that day to go to the beach, and have some chill time. But the weird thing, the same night I have a class, like online class that I'm taking now.
I remember you saying that.
Yeah, so, but it's very cool. Do you know, I feel very good because I'm this guy that I always need to be learning something new.
Yep.
And I feel bad, like in the last 4 years, I will say that I've not been reading a lot, I've not been learning on nothing new, just focusing on cigars, business, and factory and tobacco, and that's it. And I feel like a man, I feel like I'm staying behind, on
Mm-hmm.
what's new, like knowledge and stuff. So I feel very good, to be back and learning something.
What is the
That's good.
class you take in Henderson?
I take in class about stock market, and trading and
So
uh
economics?
business, yeah, economics.
Oh, that's cool. Very
Yeah.
good.
That's good.
So
Yeah, one thing my dad always said is that learning should never stop, and I agree with that because I've got my degree, but I'm always looking to train and looking to learn and just trying to grow yourself in every way possible. So
yeah, I try to keep myself very busy, beside works, Uh I with sport, my dirt bikes, my hiking, this, uh learning something new,
just keep on
time with
growing.
family. Yeah. So I don't have free times.
Yeah, Chad, I was about to ask you what are you smoking up there, bud?
This is the 15th anniversary Renegade cigar exclusive, made by Henderson Ventura and
What?
Marcel.
No way.
Uh, so I was hoping that Henderson could tell us a little bit about this cigar because it's fantastic. I bought two boxes. I smoked through one, gave like two away. I'm in my second box. I'm half deep. So I'm gonna
So
have to reorder.
Hmm.
very interesting. That cigar have nothing to do with Aventura. That's a cigar that I've been producing for Brandon, I will say, for the last 7 years. So every year I produce the anniversary cigar for his shop. And we do a big party for that in
Yeah.
Dallas. And so it's a limited edition, come once a year. That cigar, we started with 100 boxes, and I will say last year we did 200 boxes, and this year 250 boxes. But it's crazy, man. He have a fan base that is amazing. I will say Brandon from Renegade in Dallas is one of the best account that we have, and he have a fan base that support him big time.
Oh
Like
yeah.
he sold the whole production like in 30 minutes.
Yeah, they
Of
go quick.
these?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
I
yeah.
can't get any more then. They're gone.
No, no, no. This is what you got. That's what it is.
That's it. I should have bought more.
Yeah. So people buy normally three, four boxes, of those, and they collect them every year, and they always like comparing the cigar, like which year was better than, you know. Or
Well,
how good is this year compared to the other ones?
yeah, I don't know. I don't have any background with the other ones, but the only reason I learned about them, Henderson, was because right before this anniversary cigar came out, your Diadema Queen's Pearls was their shop exclusive. And so I
Yes.
that's how I got
Oh, that's
engaged
right.
with them in the first place. And
I
then
Yeah.
forgot that was from Renegades.
Nate Simmons reached out to me and I'm sure you know Nate, right,
Yeah, yeah,
Henderson?
yeah. Yeah, yeah.
And so we started chatting back and forth. And then on the Queen's Pearl drop, and then for this one, he sent me a special link so I could order some because I had helped him with the other stuff. So he's a great guy.
Yeah.
But that
No,
cigar,
he
that
have
Queen's
a
Pearl is amazing too.
I
Mm-hmm.
mean, this guy for being a single shop, uh I think this guy run a cigar shop, a cigar lounge like a business. He have like about a 5 people staff um working full time, like customer service, in the lounge, running the humidor, this, that, and this guy he run that thing like a machine. Um, plus this guy is very educated about tobacco. He come here every year learning about tobacco. We smoke tobacco. We create blends together. And that's how we got close because
Hmm.
he was so curious about tobacco and he have a lot of knowledges also. And we have the tobacco conversation all the time. And from tobacco, we create an amazing friendship. And I can tell, like, Brandon is one of my best friends today,
Mm-hmm.
and it's crazy. Like, that tobacco gives me one of my best friend that I have right now.
Yeah. We talk about that
So,
all the time. We make all kinds of friends in this cigar space. I don't really have too many friends now that don't smoke cigars.
Right.
I have
I mean, I
some,
almost,
yeah,
some of my older friends, but all the new people that I meet that I've become close with are all cigar smokers.
yep.
yeah. So I learned a lot from Brandon also, like, uh, because it's cool when for me is different, to have a guest at the factory, and from you guys, like, it's different, like what you expect to see in a factory, like what do you want to learn, what can be cool. And Brandon, that was something like we create kind of a concept together, like about the factory tour that I was doing in the factory when someone was coming, to see me. So that's crazy. I
So
don't have a lighter that works in my house right now, so I'm using matches. Huh?
soft
That's
flame, the OG
soft
soft
play.
flame. Now, you're smoking a La Llorona Robusto,
That's La Llorona tour that we did this year. The
but you
only
have a
thing
different
that's
band. Yeah.
because that was one of the first prototype that I did last year, and I just put
Okay.
a band on them, and I just have like that last one there. And I decided to smoke it.
Because I knew that only
Uh,
the Robusto and the Corona came with that band. So, with these
Yeah,
anniversary sticks, do you guys do a different size every year, Henderson, or is
we
it
do
always
a
this?
complete no, the same size every year, but a whole different blend every year.
Okay, so it's always this
okay,
Yeah,
Corona
okay.
Gorda. Is it
yeah.
Corona Gorda? Is what this
It's a
is?
Corona Gorda every year, but
It's a great
every year is a different
size.
blend.
Okay,
Yep.
that's
Yeah, I didn't.
becoming my favorite size in all of the Adventura blends. By the way, like I love the Corona size and the Blue Eye
Mm-hmm.
Jack and all of them. Like I don't know why it speaks to me the best.
So
You
how?
ever had the Navigator Corona?
Yeah, it's my
Yeah.
favorite. I,
Yeah.
I like them all in Corona, is what I'm saying. Like I kind of started with Robusto and Toro, and then slowly switched. Got a couple boxes of Corona, and then every box I've ordered since has been Corona. I've just gone all Corona.
Huh.
I don't know why. Might be a time thing too. I like having like a 50-minute smoke.
I mean, I would say that Corona, normally a Corona is a 5.5 by 43. That's
Mm-hmm.
a typical Corona.
Yeah.
Uh, that Corona that we do 6 by 44 is something like a mix or something between the Corona and the Lonsdale.
Lonsdale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And So I was like creating like that comfortable spot, between like a Corona Gorda, Corona, and then Lonsdale. So I was like, yeah, that's what it is. 6 by 44, and that's a cigar that is comfortable, man. It's a
I
cigar that
agree.
is comfortable, like for me, that I spend the whole day, um, maybe working on the computer, talking to people. Like I have a cigar like this. If I have a Corona, I can hold the cigar easy in my mouth. Plus, it's a very elegant cigar. Plus, uh, you have like a more concentration of the blend in a Corona. You can get like a more intense flavor out of the Corona than a Robusto and Toro.
Hmm.
So
Oh, for sure, for sure. Well,
No, we were. Go ahead, Pat.
no, because I'm gonna change subjects. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to bring up the point of what we were talking about because I thought it was super informative. When I was explaining to you what I liked about this cigar was the baking spice, and then you had mentioned something about the humidity affecting the
Oh, that's
spice
right.
level, and so I don't know if you want to go back through that, but I'd love you to.
yeah, so when you have a lower humidity, you say like because you told Pat like that cigar have a ton of big spice.
Yeah.
So I was like, it tastes more like that, like a ton of big spice because you're in the winter time and it's
Mhm.
very dry there in Michigan,
Yep,
right?
for sure.
So you get more of the spice when it's dry, humidity. And but if you try the same cigar like a Dominican Republic with 80% humidity out here, it tastes more creamy, more like a dark chocolate, more coffee, very light spice. So just so for you to have an idea what the condition of the cigar can change on the experience of the smoke, like when you get the different level of humidity in the cigar. That's why every time that I create a new blend, I travel with the cigar before I release the cigar, so I can understand, how we're gonna behave in different climate.
Regions. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
That
I
is
never
a
thought about that.
crazy. Yeah, yeah, that is such a crazy thing to think about because we always talk about when people like review cigars or even if they're just talking about what they get out of it, where palates are different. Sometimes Chad will, and that what that makes a whole lot of sense because me and Chad are kind of similar. We're not exactly the same. We're similar on stuff that we like, but yeah, we'll take one cigar and he may pull something completely different on the profile than I will, and we're smoking it. It's got the same age, the same vitola, the same. But Michigan and Louisiana has a lot of humidity differences. So I wonder if that's ever been part of the equation and we just didn't know it.
I'm sure it is now that he's
Yeah.
brought
That,
that up.
that
It's
is
Yeah, yeah,
genius.
crazy.
yeah, yeah. Big time, big time.
Yep.
Uh, do you know, like,
Wow.
there is something crazy that happened in a cigar store that I always like, make no sense for me. So, for example, a cigar store in Dominican Republic and Florida, let's say Miami, to have a humidifier inside the humidor, it doesn't make a lot of sense.
That's true.
Like, you don't need to add humidity in Dominican Republic or Florida to a cigar.
Yep.
You do have that humidity in the ambience already, in the
Mhm.
atmosphere. I mean, it makes sense in Michigan, it makes sense in New York, it
Yeah.
makes sense more the north, like that you have a more dry humidity, but not here. Now not in the Caribbean.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Well, you know
Uh,
Chris Duque, don't you, Jay? Pat,
Yeah, yeah.
he lives in Hawaii and he doesn't have a
Yep.
humidor. He just has a room full of cigars because it's so humid there all the time.
I mean,
I mean,
if it's humid, you need a humidor to try to keep the humidity, the cigar like out of the humidity, to
yeah,
conserve the cigar like a little bit better.
you almost got
Hmm.
to bring it down.
Yeah, because you need to bring it down.
Yeah, I think that
Like
they
we
set
need
it about
we
65
need
there.
air condition here. We need air condition here. Like in the factory, we have air conditioning, And
Yeah.
the factory is so we can slow down the humidity on the edge room. If it was the opposite that we have like a Michigan weather, we should have humidifiers in the edge room
Yeah.
Makes
But you
sense.
guys are
because
running
you
like
always
90%, right? Down where you're at
that, that
in the
depends on the
DR.
season. That depends on the season. Sometimes you can get like a super dry summer that the humidity can go like around 55 or 60.
That's super
But
dry. Huh?
then next day rains and it's go up to 80.
Yeah.
Huh.
On the winter, like October, November, you have a lot of days of raining. And late September, you have hurricane season and a storm season. So you can have like a whole month of rainings, you know? So it can get like 80, sometimes 90% humidity. So you have to control the humidity all the time.
Speaking
Yeah.
of humidity, are y'all able to hear any of this crap behind my microphone? I hope
Yeah,
not.
A little
a
Jesus.
little
bit.
bit.
I've
But
got
But it
I've
doesn't
got
bother, doesn't bother.
okay, because I've
no.
got the noise canceling cranked, but I'm getting absolutely demolished with a thunderstorm outside. So,
It's not too bad, Pat, to be honest with you.
okay,
So just keep rolling, you'll be good.
So
woo,
where you
just
at,
checking.
Pat? Where you at?
And
Where's your city?
North Shreveport, but more or less Bossier, yeah, Louisiana.
Uh, nice.
That's why whenever you came over to Longview, that's why it was so easy for
Yeah,
me
yeah,
to get
yeah,
over there and see you.
yeah, yeah. Thank you for coming, bro.
Whew. Oh, absolutely. I was so excited when I realized I didn't have to work that day. I was like, I know where I'm going today. But
uh,
it's always good to oh, that's the new Eurona.
yeah. It looks sexier than mine.
I love that band.
You don't like it?
I
You
like
said you
this one, but
oh, you don't
yours
like
look
this?
sexier.
Oh yeah,
Yours
okay.
look sexier.
I love the new band. I think it's so
Hold on,
cool.
Chad. I'm slacking. Pull that back up. I'm gonna do a service. This is my
The
bad.
thing I don't care for is the part about the old La Llorona band that I loved was that it was two pieces.
Oh yeah,
Hmm.
But this is so much cooler being metal. I'm torn. I like the old one too because it's
dude.
got the two piece.
I was because we did that on a show and we were on the show when y'all taught me that was a two-piece band and I'd smoked a couple and never picked that up. I guess when I'd taken it off, it came off together, so I never realized that. And my mind was blown the first time y'all pulled the top of that hat off. I was like, holy shit, that's cool.
I
You know,
mean, that's
speaking of show, and this is where I was gonna go, and Chad doesn't know this because this hit me a couple hours ago. So, in episode numbers, this is episode number 75, which means, and this was not planned, this is pure accident, that Hendo, you being on here, is our 50th show since me and Chad started doing remote shows. And our first show by choice was the Navigator. So we
huh.
used Adventura because when I started the show doing stuff with a few guys in person before it kind of grew to what it is now, Chad helped me move it to being online, and we smoked Adventura Navigator to segue into doing remote stuff. So we literally used your products to kind of start what it is now. And 50 shows later, here you are on the show with us, which is kind of cool.
I think that was your first Adventura too, wasn't it? On that
It
show.
was my first Adventura because that's he sent me a couple. Was like, you got to smoke this shit, and I'd seen it, and I was like, nah, I've never done it. But that was
Uh,
the first one I actually smoked, if I'm not mistaken.
I have to appreciate the shot for that. For introducing you into our way, man. Really
Oh yeah,
appreciate that. Do you know shot
well,
is part of our family already?
oh
Like
yeah, for
that's
sure.
yeah. That's your name come a lot into the conversation of the company all the time.
That's what I heard. Nicole said that one time, and it made me blush a little bit. But I do appreciate that, and it tells
Yeah.
us that you're thinking about your consumers too.
Oh,
Not
for
just
sure.
me. There's other people too, right? You're thinking about all those people that are backing your brand and out there shouting and hollering for you. Those are the people you're thinking of when you're making cigars.
That's what we call it. We don't see you as a consumer anymore. We see you as a pirate.
Mm.
You know, he's uh, uh Shad is the captain of the Adventura pirate already.
Yeah, I'm the
Oh
captain
yeah,
of the
Yeah,
ship.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
Dude, such a huge ambassador for Adventura. I mean, I so we say that the Navigator was my first one. It's the first one I remember. If I remember seeing the brand before he introduced me to him, but I can't verify if I ever actually smoked one or not. Maybe, maybe
Hmm.
not. But Navigator's the first one I remember, and it's all thanks to Chad because we kept talking and he kept pushing it, and I was like, no, I'll get around to it.
What was that?
And that was Chad when he actually had me smoke the Navigator on the show the first time. He was
But what year was that?
what was that, two years
Almost
ago?
2 years, almost 2 years ago, probably. You have to go
Hmm.
back and get a date off of the show, but
Well,
it's got to be a year and a half, if not 2 years.
I can tell you for sure because that was, man, that doesn't feel right. We did that show. I know we pre-recorded it slightly, but that was so it's been a year and a half. That was the show. We published it in August of 2024, but I know we had a delay because we were trying to figure out how to edit it. That's before we started using the software we're using now. So I think we
It was in the
smoked that
summer.
in
Yeah.
the summer. So I guess a year and a half, but it feels like longer because you took me down the rabbit hole, and now I've smoked
Now me
almost
thinking like
everything.
talking about humidity, like this guy lived like in the most humid place I ever been in my life.
Who does?
Pat.
It
Oh,
sucks,
yes. It's
man.
crazy. It's crazy humid there.
Oh my
And
God.
like when my
Like in
talk
the
about
summer, like summertime is crazy.
like inside my house where there is air conditioning. I've told the guys like if I start if my humidity in my humidors is too low because I have humidors to keep it controlled. If it gets too low, I just open the door and inside my house with the AC that it's like 70 to 75% humidity inside
With the AC running?
with the AC running. And that's because
Wow.
it's 85, 95% outside. Sometimes 100. It's ridiculous.
Nice, crazy.
It's all
You
the
come
it's
That's
all
up,
the
crazy.
Gulf moisture coming up.
you come up here and you can't get humidity over 60-70% in the hottest parts of the summer. And right now it's like 34 inside the house. We have to run
Goodness,
humidifiers on our furnaces.
I
Otherwise, it
wish.
feels like you're drying out and dying. You're gonna fold inside out.
Like some of the commercial places and like high dollar homes, like they can get it down to like 34, or 30 to 40% humidity inside. But you're talking about perfect seals, and that's very difficult when you have humidity changes to actually keep your seals in place anyway. So
You need a
So
dehumidifier.
yeah,
yeah,
he needs a bunch of them.
for sure.
Yeah.
So Henderson, what's your opinion of this compared to the Corona Gorda that everyone loves so much? Like as far as the
It's a good
blend, because
question.
I have an opinion, but I want to hear what you think the differences or what you feel like they are.
I will say, La Llorona by itself is a project of to be collectible. And that's the beauty, when you do something like a limited release in different sizes, and also that you can buy a box and save the cigar.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So normally we age those blend for a whole year before we release them. But there is some time that this blend, longer they go, the better they get. So the first one, the Robusto, for me, it was crazy good. I'm still craving that cigar. And but then I found like I found a box with three cigars in the cigar shop the other day. And I bought the three cigar. And I feel like you have the flavor there, but it got too mild.
Aged out too
Compare,
long.
Like
Yeah.
too
yeah,
smooth.
compare to the cigar when I released the cigar.
Hmm.
But that was like 3 years ago.
22, right? Was the
Yeah,
Robusto?
yeah. And then the Corona, I feel it was good, but not good enough as the Robusto when I released it.
Oh, really?
Mm.
See, I
Yeah,
preferred the Corona over the Robusto.
but then with the age, it just got so much better.
Mm.
But also, I was like, that cigar is very good. More on the Corona side, the impact of the release it wasn't that high as Robusto, just because of size. They have more Robusto smoker than Coronas, and so it was okay. It took like the Robusto side when we released La Llorona the first time, we sold out the product in 1 week,
Dang.
and pretty much every single store was sold out in 2 weeks. Like you couldn't get it. The Corona it took us like almost a year
Huh.
To sell.
to sold out. Yeah, to sold
Okay.
out. But also we came from the fire, so we lost a lot of traction
That's true.
as a brand after the fire. So we didn't have the hype at all.
Yeah.
With the first one, we have a lot of hype, so it went crazy. So, but then after a couple months, after a year, people went crazy for the Corona. Right? Like I have people place order of 100, 200 boxes, 300 boxes. Single company place like a 400 boxes of La Llorona Corona. And we were like, no, we don't make them anymore. That's a limited production.
Right.
Like, can we get like a special order? No, like this is gone, disappear, done, finito. And but it was too late. Like almost 2 years later, the hype on the Corona came out. Now the total, I will say the Corona, I will say it was the one that had the most richer flavor and the better balance.
It did
It was
have
a
some incredible flavor.
perfect medium plus, super rich, nice balance. On the Toro size, I use a more ligero because to get like a down level, like some nice intensity, and to not lose the strength with the aging as we did on the Robusto, I did a little bit more ligero on the Toro. So I would say it's as rich as the Corona, but you have more strength and a little bit more spice than the Corona.
So there's
I
an
th-
interesting thought here. You're referencing, and we all know, like when you age cigars or they just rest naturally in someone's humidor, how the flavors can change. Yep. Hold on. Severe weather alert just yelled at all my phones that are on silent. So with whether what you're aging on the product before release, and then of course travel time, and then resting in someone's humidor, obviously flavors can change and often smooth out, like you're kind of referencing. Um, the cigar that I'm smoking right now is an anomaly for me, and I've got a few of these left. And this is your Sociedad Secreta, right?
Toasted, that's a clear. Yeah,
But what that was 22, I think.
I think so. Yeah, 22.
And so I've got a I grabbed a bundle and I'll smoke one every few months. And this one seems to be doing the complete opposite for me. And I don't know when the peak's gonna hit, but like every time I smoke one, it's like the spice is a little bit more pronounced over time. It's like going the other direction. And
That cigar is very intriguing. That blend in particular. Uh, I did that blend for Ronnie back in 2020,
okay,
and he have an idea of what can be a combination of tobacco of the Navigator and the King's Gold.
huh?
Like a Navigator is his favorite blend from Adventura, and the King's Gold was my favorite blend and the most popular cigar that we had by that time in 2020. And he wanted to do that combination. and I did the blend. I think Ronnie, that's an amazing blend. We're gonna kill it. Ronnie is very particular on the things that he likes.
For sure.
He likes smooth, not a lot of strength, no spice at all.
Oh,
And
hate spice.
Right, right.
yeah, so I did the blend, project finish. He didn't like the cigar. I'm like, Ronnie, I'm gonna let it rest for you because I know it's a little stronger for you. Just one component that we change in the blend is just change the whole thing, like that's how it works. Whatever, he decided to launch this project together with Small King because he
Right.
wasn't sure about the cigar for himself.
Mm.
Because he have like other cigar that he did with other manufacturing, he just got to stick to that flavor profile and that kind of smooth, whatever. So we decided to launch this project with Small King, and it was a hit. We killed it with that cigar. People went crazy about that cigar. It was a medium to full, but it's crazy. That cigar, after 2 years of age, instead of like a slow down the strength,
Then it's
it gets
perfect.
stronger. It
Right,
Yeah.
was
right.
stronger. So it's a unique case, Pat.
It's interesting, and
It's a unique case in a cigar.
I find the same thing too. Every time I smoke one of those, it gets better. That's what I feel like. I
Yeah.
had two boxes. I have one now, and I'm still mowing through it. About every 3 months, I'll smoke one.
I I can switch the cigar if you want. You want to do some trace?
You, you,
I
what? You
traced
need
five
some?
cigars.
You
I don't
don't
know.
have
I
any?
have no. I
You
remember
want some
like
or something? I'll
I
send you
take
some. I don't
I
care.
I take a
remember,
few.
yeah, he lost his personal stash, and then I wish I
Yeah,
had some on me when I came and saw you. Would have handed you some because I think I've got about a box left of them myself. But I'm trying to. They're good, I'm trying to stretch them out because
but don't send me nothing. Next time that we see each other, like get me
yeah,
some,
yeah, we'll
and
do
we
that.
smoke one together.
Oh, I'm down for that.
Yeah, yeah.
When you come to Michigan next?
I have no idea. Seriously.
Well, I'd probably see a PCA before Michigan.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
I think I'm probably gonna go again this year. I hope.
Yeah,
We'll see.
yeah,
So,
for sure.
I gotta. There's a question here that this is for the viewers. I know you've told Chad, and I know you've told me, but I want to ask you like you've never told me. Um, Anybody that knows, and I'll lead into it this way: people that know Cigar, whether they know you or not, may or may not know your last name because of your dad and the basics of how you got started. But from Adventura and Henderson, what is your personal story and like how you got into cigars, how old you were when you got into it, and kind of what led from you loving the tobacco and cigar life into creating your own brand, as you got older? I know people need
Um,
to hear your backstory on that.
so I'm a second generation on the business. Not the cigar, because my family, I live in Tamboril, that is a cigar town. So probably working on cigar, I'm a third generation. Business owner, cigar business owner, I'm a second generation. So when I was a kid, like it was part of the culture of my family. Everybody was smoking cigar. My grandma has a business in her house that she make um like a hand roll cigar for the local market.
Hmm,
So there's a type of cigar that we call it perritos here. That's a cigar with no press, no mold. It's more similar to Toscano style of cigar, but with Dominican tobacco.
okay.
So she had the business in their house. We have one person rolling cigar all day, like in the back of the house. She have a room. for that. So
I want a cigar reeler now.
the first cigar that I ever had, it was in my grandmom's house. One of my cousin and me, we stole one of those cigars and we went to the farm and we smoked like a half a cigar between him and me. I was like about 7, 8 years old by that time. But I will say the love for cigar, it just started because every Sunday, my dad, all my dad friends used to come to my house and they sit down on the front porch and smoke cigars, talk about the new blend that they were creating, talking about the new crop, the new tobacco that they just discovered, this and that. I was like in the middle of those gentleman conversation and getting the aroma of those cigars and and just seeing the passion that they had, for tobacco. I wanted to be a man. I wanted like I wanted to know what it feel like, like what they're talking about. So by the age of 12, I started to work in the factory on the summertime, like a couple days a week. When I didn't have like a baseball game, I was coming to the factory and learning about sorting. I got paid like $1 or $2 a week
Big
to come
money.
to the factory. Yeah, and I learned by that time I learned sorting. I learned some of the variety of tobacco, and I learned how to took the steam out of the wrapper. So that was like my beginning. And then when I was 17, I started to work full time in the factory with my dad. When he left Davidoff, and then he did another factory with a business partner. And then in 2006, he decided to do his own. And my mom told me like you gotta go to work with your dad. Like he's by himself, he needs someone from the family to go to be there. And she pushed me to go to the factory. By that time, I was very deep, like studying philosophy,
Hmm.
and I wanted to go to college for political science and economics. So tobacco changed the whole future for me. So I started to work at the factory full time. There was like some breakdown, like from my 17 until my 20, that I feel like getting stuck in the factory, not doing exactly what I thought that I gonna do. I have the love for the tobacco, but I wasn't sure if the cigar manufacturer is the thing that I wanted to do for my life. So when I started blending cigar when I was 20, that's when everything changed. So when I started to blend tobacco and learn about uh, smoking prudels and understand the behavior of the different variety of tobacco and started to create my own blend, it was a challenge like trying to create a good cigar because I was in the factory the whole time putting different tobacco together. I thought like this is the best tobacco we have in the factory. I'm gonna get all the best tobacco that we have at the factory. I'm gonna create a blend with that. And then I sit down with my dad, like, hey, I did some blend. I want you to try my blends. And I sit down with him, and he lighted the cigar. I was looking at his face, and I lighted the cigar at the same time, and looking at his face and smoking the cigar. I was like, in my mind, was like, fuck, this cigar doesn't taste like I thought it was gonna taste like.
Tastes like shit.
But but let me see, like, what this guy say, like, what do you think about this cigar? And my dad was like, have a long way to go, man. So I think I'm a guy that got motivated by challenge, and that challenge trying to learn blending it was what kept me into the business.
Kept you
So
intrigued. Yeah.
I started to work for first time in a cigar factory. That was my dad. We have about 20 people working on that factory. We were making we started to make like a almost a million cigar the first 2 years, and but not like a not premium cigar.
Gotcha.
And then I pushed my dad like, listen, like if you come from premium cigar, that's what you do the best. Like, let's make less cigar
More margin.
and let's just focus on premium because there's no recognition on non-premium cigar. And I started to work with boutiques brand, and then like I started to do blends. And one of the first boutique brands that we worked, it was called Rodrigo Cigars. He was out of Pittsburgh, and he was with that group like House of Emilio. I think like Black Trading, like Nomad, and a couple small boutique brands came out of there. So by that time, popular boutique brand was like Tatuaje,
Hmm.
uh, maybe Ilusiones, and a couple of those. So it was like a perfect momentum when I started blending. It was like a that boutique movement that changed everything. Back in the day, it was like just the old school guys, and they don't have no information on the cigar. You have what kind of wrapper this cigar have? You have natural and maduro. Yeah, those you got.
A lot of variations in there, right?
Yeah, natural and maduro. And maybe like they say Connecticut or maybe Habana. That's it. Like you don't have no information about cigars, pretty much.
Mm.
So boutique, what make boutique different and popular, it was that the boutique uh, cigar maker, we started to educate the consumer, doing blend description of all the different tobacco that we were using, the aging, the process. And so we came to educate the consumer. There's no way that the old school cigar smoker have more knowledges than the cigar smoker today. Because the boutique cigar maker, we force the whole industry to break down cigars. It was no interesting anymore to for a cigar consumer to buy a cigar that say, oh, that's a natural, that's a Maduro. No, people want to know like what kind of wrapper is that? That's a San Andres. That's a Connecticut broadleaf. That's a Pennsylvania wrapper. That's a Brazilian wrapper. So, and what filler you using now? We using Criollo 98, Corojo, this, Mata Fina, Peru, Nicaragua, Jalapa, all that. So that was my momentum. That's when I started to develop myself as a cigar blender and a manufacturer back in 2010, 11, 12. That was, I started in 2007, but that was my moment that I was like, yeah, I'm getting deep into the business now. And my focus it was working with boutique company. That was exciting for me. Also like new designs, working out of the box. I started to work with Matt Booth, Robert Caldwell, all those characters from the boutique side, La Barba, Tony Bellado, uh, and many other brands. And I was like also participating on the creation of design, blending, box design, label design. So I was behind everything, behind scenes. Nobody know about Henderson. It's just me, like helping my customer to develop their own product. And then Adventura, we started Adventura. I just met Marcel that came with one of my dad friends from Switzerland to visit the factory. And by that time, I was working on the Explore blend, and the whole thing. I never was creating a blend. I was tasting a Mexican Habano wrapper from the Turan family, and I was tasting the wrapper doing different fermentation style because the tobacco was very unique and different to what we have in the market. So I always were hunting for new tobacco and different stuff, and I create that blend that was Explore, and I give a couple cigars to Marcel, and he went back to Switzerland, and he just freaked out about it, and he showed me like he want to create a house blend for his cigar shop in Switzerland, and he sent me the design. I was like, wow, like where this guy come from? Like
Right.
that's nice. And he placed an order for the factory. He asked me if he can use the blend. I was like, yes, no problem. And he the Adventura for Switzerland for his shop. A couple thousand cigar for a whole year. And that was like man, let's talk. Let me see what else you have for the brand. He showed me the whole concept. I was like, this is too good for a cigar shop in Switzerland that nobody knows.
Right.
Let's work together. Do you interested to build this brand? And he was like, yes. I was like, let's do it together.
Let's
And then
go.
we did the Navigator, we did the Conquer, and we started to do tours in in Europe, in Dominican Republic, all around, introducing the brand. But not just that. That was a double sense for me to create that brand. First of all, it was an amazing design, an amazing concept. I like the respect that Marshall have for tobacco. I have a lot of respect for his palate that he has. I was like, this guy like understand what we're doing. Plus, we started Adventura in 2016.
Mm.
Guess what happened in the States in 2016? 2016, it was the deadline for all the manufacturing to submit documents for grandfather's brand,
Oh, that's right.
Oh, the grandfather clause for
FDA,
sizes and all that stuff.
blends and all that. So I was like,
You couldn't make new sizes either, right? They had to be all the old
no, no,
existing
no. Listen,
sizes.
listen to the whole story. We started our company in 2007. We didn't have any grandfather brand in our company.
Oh,
We
hell.
were completely fucked.
Yeah, that's a good point.
If that lab went true by that time, we were like out of business in the States.
Oh,
So I started
Damn.
to move more into the European market. And that was one of the main reasons for me to partner up with Marcel and started to work the European market with Adventura.
That makes a lot of sense.
So that was the beginning of me into getting into the Adventura. So then we did like I will say a couple years as a trial in Europe. After everything, after nothing happened with FDA, we started to Adventura 2019 in the state. We introduced 2000, in 2019 in the US, and we lost like some significant money introducing the brand in the States. It wasn't successful at all the first year. And I got very mad about it.
you did?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was like, huh. We have an amazing product, great story, great packaging. Like, what's going on?
Right.
And I got mad. And when I got mad, I challenge myself. I got motivated just to move forward, to improve myself. And I say, let me create the best Connecticut cigar and the best Maduro cigar ever. That's what I wanted to do. And we did the Queen's Pearl and the King's Gold.
I would have to say
And
you're probably there too.
that was
Sure.
those two cigar was the two cigar that put Aventura into the map in the States. After that, it was like a new beginning for us.
Was that because of the like? Because I would say that if you picked out the two most smoked cigars in the United States, they are either very mild Connecticut's or very strong Maduros.
One or the other.
Yeah, because I mean, we have two Habanos and one San Andres, nothing into the full body and nothing into the mouth. And the two stream are the best seller. The mild cigar, Connecticut, is the best seller of it all in the States.
Hmm.
And the Maduro full body cigar is I would say the most look for boutique smoker.
See that?
So I was trying to capture like the mass with the Connecticut and trying to engage with the boutique cigars market that they tend to smoke more Nicaraguan cigars
Hmm.
than Dominican. So that was like my target, with those two cigars.
That
Yeah.
makes sense. That's
You mentioned Marcel's palate earlier. Didn't he have some formal sommelier training or
Yeah, he's a wine
uh,
sommelier.
yeah, so I feel like that would give you a huge advantage when you were, just smoking cigars, doing anything. I mean,
because your palate has been trained and taught and grown.
understanding all that. Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is, he have an amazing palate to understand different type of flavor and identify flavors.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So that's something like plus he's in Europe, he's in the old war, he's been smoking a lot of Cubans, he's been smoking a lot of New War, and he can understand better like what we're doing here in terms of like yeah, this is unique, yeah, this is like over the standard of what we have in the market. Because remember, I'm in Dominican Republic. I'm in a factory. I don't smoke like cigars that big out there. So I don't know. I have no clue what people are doing.
Yeah, you're just smoking the cigars you make most of the time, right?
Yeah. So, but I'm beside that, always looking to change whatever we have done all the time. So there, for me, it's very cool to not be smoking like a cigar in the market, so I don't take any reference. And that's how I started in the cigar industry. I never worked in another cigar company. I don't have any reference. Like I don't have a mold. Like we work cigars in this way.
Right.
It's everything on my own.
Right. You start from
Even
scratch and doing it the way you
yeah,
want.
even when I started to blend cigar, I got mad with my dad. I was like, man, like I've been trying to blend a cigar for a long time. You don't think it's the time that you need to sit down with me and like tell me like this is how it works? And he told me like, no, you're in the cigar you're in the factory every day. If you pay attention and you keep trying, you're
You'll
gonna
get
learn
it.
everything that you need to know about tobacco. Just pay attention to details. I was okay. And that was very good for my dad because it gave me the freedom to learn by myself, but also to let me develop my own style of blending
Mhm.
and my own style of doing things in the factory. So I don't take any reference. Like even when I was like doing private labels in the factory, working with boutique brands. There were people coming to me, can you make me a cigar that tastes like this brand? I'm like, go to their factory.
Right.
We make cigar that take like our cigars, you
Yeah,
know?
for sure.
I'm sure when your
And
dad told you that, Henderson, you were probably a little upset with him and felt like he wasn't
yeah,
taking care of you, but it was the best advice he ever gave
Mm-hmm.
you because
yeah, I feel like he don't want to share his knowledges and
well, had
his
he had he had he
recipes.
trained you, you'd have been him, and that's
Yeah, you wouldn't have your own
we
style.
wanted you, right? So
Exactly.
to his point, you would have gotten him again. So that's
Because the thing is like for me, I always love my that style blending, but I always wanted stronger.
Yep.
He come from a different era of
hmm
Yeah.
cigar maker. And his era, they were more like mild cigars. That's why people stick in their brain like Dominican cigar mild, just because that generation, my dad came from Davidoff. That was like his notorious time of a cigar maker at Davidoff. And they used to make cigar for luxury. And luxury means like rich people that they want the best and they don't smoke every day.
right.
Right.
They smoke more social.
Mm-hmm.
So by that time, back in the 80s, back in the 90s, a premium cigar, it was a cigar that have a nice flavor, a nice aroma, no spice, no bitterness, and it's smooth. Something strong, it was on the fermenter or not aged enough, so that wasn't premium for them.
hmm
So people that do not smoke cigar like on a daily basis, they want something smooth. They don't want spice, they want a nice flavor, a nice aroma.
Right.
In order for you to have a nice aroma in a cigar, you need aged tobacco. Those people were aging tobacco for 7, 10 years before they roll a cigar.
Quite different philosophy
It
all the way
was a
around.
it was a completely different concept of making cigar. So it's not like Dominican Republic like is doesn't have a strong tobacco, just like the criteria. It was a whole different game. So when I started to work with my dad, make a blend and stuff like that, we always have a fight. He used to tell me we're not Davidoff in terms of like let's do this, like oh, we don't have the power that Davidoff has for this. I was like fuck Davidoff. I became I became anti Davidoff because my dad.
Oh,
Like nah, David does this, and I'm like, we do our own, like forget about it.
Right. Create your own path.
And yeah, so I became a hater. I wanted to do the opposite all the time, like I'm the new school. My rule is the boutique market. My rule is the boutique smoker. I wanted to create more richer cigar, full body cigar for those people in the US that they're looking for that. I wanted to compete with Nicaragua boutique cigar. So that was my whole game, all the time. And one of my blends got like the top 25 cigar aficionado back in 2015 when they started to work on that. That was King is Dead by Cowell.
Yep.
And then I have another blend that got on the top 25 that was Farce Habano from Room 101.
Yeah. Yeah.
oh,
Yeah,
you blended that? I didn't know that.
yeah.
That's one of my favorites from Room 101, and I had no idea that you had your hand in that. That's insane.
I did all the blends for I did all the Farce series and for Matt.
Huh.
Hmm.
We first of all did the Forest Habano, then the Forest Maduro, and the Connecticut.
That's crazy
So
because I'm not even just kidding. Like out of Room 101, they have some good stuff, but I rotate back to the farce routinely. I've always
yeah,
liked that
and
one.
like from Cowell, I did Long Live the King. Long Live the
Mm-hmm.
King and King is Dead was Robert and me.
Okay, that explains a
Then
lot.
Long Live the King Man Mofo, it was me, Lazar, what else? That's it. But
That's
my
crazy.
Mofo, even it was a name, that's how I used to call the names. Like every time that I create a blend, I give a name to the blend.
Mm-hmm.
So my Mofo was the name of that blend.
Okay.
You
Okay.
named it?
Yeah.
That's
And
awesome.
most of the stuff like Lost and Found at the beginning, like a pepper free soda, stuff like that, you know. Uh, not the same, but he's very creative, like with all this stuff. But probably I call a blend like cream, and he just keep working around that, you know. But I
Huh.
normally give name to my blends like that.
Okay. That's a fun little twist on knowledge
Yeah,
there.
yeah. We create a lot of blends. Like most of the Lost and Found in the beginning were some of my blends.
Okay.
Even like when Privada Cigar Club, they started their company and they
Yep.
became popular. ho- I would say 90% of the blend that make that company popular, I did most of those blends.
Did you
No
really?
kidding.
I had no
Yeah.
idea. That's crazy.
See, the last part of
Imagine
this is knowledge
imagine
we
that
didn't know.
we used to print rings and we write it down by pen.
Oh wow.
PPC. I have a lady like write it down PPC by hand because
Mm-hmm.
it was like a two like a 500 cigars, 600 cigars, stuff like that, very little. That's how he
So,
became
do it all
popular.
by hand?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's
Wow.
awesome.
So do you still make cigars for Privada? No?
I stopped it like in 2021.
Because I think AJ.
2022, 2021. When he became bigger,
That's
too
when they.
popular, and, and showing his face on camera and stuff like that, we stopped doing business.
That's fair. Well, I tell you, and talking about just the way that you talk about things and just your general knowledge, I have to throw this out here, or me and Chad will both get in trouble. So, our homeboy Justin, who was supposed to be on this show with us and we just wasn't able to make it, he wanted to personally thank you. So, I'm going to do it for him because when we ran into you, the end of 24, I think it was in Fort Worth, I think that's when it was. We had a conversation with you at the event that you were at, and me and you were, I don't remember what cigar it was, but me and you were talking about flavor notes, and he was like, I don't get any of that. And so you kind of started talking to him on what he smokes, how he smokes, the way he smokes, and he throws homage to you frequently that you personally corrected him in how he smokes cigars as far as his draw speed, how often he's puffing, and he was just smoking too fast. And the he very frequently references the conversation that you had with him and your personal knowledge from the blending side and how things should combust at a certain rate to get the best flavor. And so now we've even noticed that he's pulling more palate notes, he's pulling more flavors, he's noticing a lot more things just from the knowledge that you gave him on how to properly handle a cigar. And it's something that we do reference you periodically, especially anytime we talk about smoking speed in terms of flavor pool. So giving that thanks on behalf of Justin, but it shows some insight to how you think. You don't just think on the blend, you think of the whole concept on how a cigar should be smoked and enjoyed as well.
Yeah. tell Dustin he's welcome all the time. And it's amazing, like we can leave a little something to people,
Oh
when we
yeah.
go out there. Uh, but I will tell you this before a cigar maker, I'm a cigar aficionado. When I smoke a cigar, I don't smoke a cigar like I make this. I will I smoke the cigar like I want to enjoy this cigar.
Same as us. Yep.
Yeah. Facts.
And exactly. And that's why I have a lot of respect for what we do. And that's why I put a lot of dedication into every cigar that we make. Is because, like, when I sit down and I pick any cigar from us, I want to be able to really enjoy having an amazing experience with the cigar.
Right. Right.
And beside the work that we put together as a manufacturer, there's other factors that we don't control. The way that we smoke the cigar and the way that we keep our cigar. That's why very important, the condition of the cigar in terms of humidity, because for me to be able to understand from the manufacturer side to understand like what the humidity does to the tobacco and how much it can change the experience of enjoying a cigar, we need to take care of that a lot. Plus, the way that we smoke the cigar, there's two different ways to smoke a cigar. One is to taste a cigar, and another one is just smoke a cigar. For us, like we talking here, we're not tasting a cigar.
Right.
We're smoking a cigar and having a conversation. The only difference, the only impact that a cigar can do if we having this conversation and we smoke the cigar, we go like, man, like I'm not paying attention to the cigar, but this is very good. When you try
Right.
it for first time, after you know the cigar, you know what to expect. That's that's the wow factor that we need to create in the cigar, right? But secondly, you don't pay attention when you're talking. That's why I enjoy more to smoke a cigar by myself
Focus on
than
it.
to go out and smoke cigar with friends.
Yeah.
Well,
For pleasure, I smoke a cigar Sunday afternoon in my house. On Monday or Sunday morning in my house after breakfast, chill.
mhm.
That's a cigar that I go, wow, like, damn, this is like enjoying my moment. But the rest of the time, I don't smoke cigar. I taste a cigar.
It's good. A good
And
distinction.
for you to be able to taste a cigar, you need to concentrate. I don't have a better palate than you. Well, you have the same. You have a tongue. The you have the taste buds in your tongue, the same as I do. The only difference in the concentration that we put into the cigar.
It's a good aspect.
That is in terms of taste a cigar and enjoy a cigar. I can understand better what I'm smoking because of my background of smoking single
Trading. Yeah.
variety,
Hmm.
and I can understand, okay, this flavor comes from this or from that. Oh, that's what I'm getting. But this is something that you can learn also. And I can teach you that. And for next year, we're developing a new saga of events that is gonna be more like a blending seminar
Huh.
from Adventura, teaching you like how to taste a cigar and like the different sensation, notes, flavor, um,
That'll be
and
interesting.
yeah. So this is something very cool that we building right now.
Is that going to be
So,
at the factory?
Now that can be other cigar shops.
okay.
Ah,
At
okay.
the factory is better because I do like a whole blending seminar that I can teach you You can have the opportunity to taste like a 10 different type of tobacco
So
and understand the behavior issue tobacco by itself.
in terms of new things, and I almost slacked because we're as we get close into the show, I was about to slack. So before I take the band off of this one, and you'll probably know where I'm going. So your your captain's collection. Now this is the box. I know it's going to reflect on these lights, but your captain's collection, right? Where you put all your, well, not all your blends, but a good chunk of your blends in that 552 Mini Bellicoso. This new one that's in there that as of this show is not yet released. Before I get the band, is
Yep. Blackfeet
Black.
Parlay.
Yep.
so what? And I know it has not released, so say what you can and what you want, or none of it. But what was your idea behind the new one on this?
The true every time that we have into that we're trying to bring a completely flavor profile into any blends that we create. So it is like a more like a hunting for that flavor profile that we don't have in the portfolio. And and to create also a whole different flavor profile into a cigar that is not in the market, something different. Uh but Sumatra is a popular wrapper, but this is something that we don't have in our portfolio.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, that was back in the days that was one of my that favorite rapper to work with.
What is the
And
release date going to be for those, Henderson? Do you know?
PCA,
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So this year
yeah,
PCA.
that's gonna be released at PCA
Because the captain's collection is the
2026.
only place it's in right now. Is kind of a teaser, if I understood you right.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
And I'm not going to tip people off, but because I want to let them smoke this, but I've had a couple of these now, and the I don't want to say too much and spoil it, but the baking spice profile, and I'll leave it at that, is different than anything you've done, and that I do enjoy that, and that's kind of why I smoked it because I had a feeling I'd get to it second. Is it's it's not the same that you've done, so it's not just like a secondary blend with a new band. It's a completely different taste to me than what things you've done. So I thought it would be I think it's going to be a good addition in my opinion.
Do you know the that blend? Um, this is something that I say like maybe can came out with some twist when we finally release it. That was
Mm-hmm.
like a trial of like get people an idea like of what we're working on. But that also that's a cigar that surprised me, like how does cigar change? Like how the flavor went less creamy but more spice. And my whole idea when I create that blend is to be like a more mellow, creamy medium.
Okay.
Not that much spice. I know it's gonna get some spice because the Cordero Sumatra naturally. That's why it's so important to understand the behavior of different tobacco by itself. Sumatra Cordero always is gonna have like it's gonna have spice. It's gonna have like a so nice sweetness, but at the same time, it's gonna have the spice. Like kind of on the lower prime, you can get like a white pepper. On the higher prime, you get like a more like a black pepper, sensation in your
Mm-hmm.
palate. So, but that blend I use at the lower prime. That
Okay.
is like a Sumatra Claro, and I thought it's gonna be like a more mellow cigar, but I feel like it gets on like a serious spice after a couple month of age.
Yeah, I'm gonna be interested to see when the full release comes out for sure to see what what Vitola are you gonna have this one in more than one Vitola, or have you quite figured that out yet, or what?
Same
Okay.
Parana Robusto Toro.
Okay, cool. Just
Yeah,
curious. I don't want
So
to say too much.
you
I'll
come
let
out
people
with
get
three
surprised.
sizes right out of the gate. Then that's what he was asking. Yeah,
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
you're gonna launch it full send,
Mm-hmm.
the whole gamut.
Well,
yeah.
since everybody watching it, since I kind of threw this out there, y'all don't know Adventura and you want a good way to kind of test some of these, that Captain's Collection sampler is a damn good way to start. You know, it's the smaller Vitola, so you get your shorter smoke time, so you can test them out and kind of test the waters on some things. And I'll go grab every once in a while just so I have the extra quick smokes in the humidor on top of the Toros and whatnot. But it's a good way to start if y'all are watching. You're new to Adventura, haven't tried everything. Be a good way to go.
Yeah, for us, the Captain Collection is a fun project
Mm-hmm.
because people ask her for a sampler.
Yep.
Or why you don't make like a humidity bag with with one cigar feature from Aventura. I'm like, I don't know, I don't like to create a project just to make a project. Let's do something cool. And for me, something cool with multiple purpose. For example, people that already had Aventura, all of them like shot,
Right, like Chad.
they have no reason to buy a sampler.
But I did anyway.
He did anyway.
But sometimes you go for a weekend, right? And you never grab like one single cigar. You want to have yeah, I want to get like a four Aventura and maybe a couple other brand, whatever, right?
Plenty.
But here you have with the sampler, you can get like a one of each. If you feel like a more for a Connecticut, you have it. If you feel like a
Yeah.
more from Maduro, you have it, right? So that's something cool.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, someone like Shad that know all the Aventura. He never had a box press Bellicoso from
Yeah, the
Adventura.
new size. Yep, you got to get me
Yep.
with the
It's
new
a different
size.
size.
Yep, for sure.
Someone like Shad, he have all the Aventura. Shad, here's what we coming next year.
Yep.
Black Fruit Parlay.
So
We
you
got
get
you something new there. It is, right?
Love it.
multi-purpose project. I like the thought behind it.
Yeah. Someone that never maybe have one Aventura in their life, but they don't know their whole portfolio. They
Mm-hmm.
can get the Capture collection and try all the blends there. So something,
I
you
like it.
know, more cool.
Well,
So I got
Henderson,
to tell you, oh, go ahead,
nah,
Pat.
Chad, go ahead. Go ahead.
I just got to tell you before we end here that how much I'm enjoying the Blue Eye Jack High Tide. And when I first got them, they were a little too spicy, but they've kind of tamed down a little bit. And I'm in love with that cigar now.
Uh, man, the condition of the cigar. Uh, those traveling came out too fresh. Not fresh we ate. It just came from a plane into Florida. From Florida, didn't spend a day in the warehouse. It was shipped to the stores.
Mm.
Yeah.
Everybody was waiting for, you know. So it goes through a lot of change between temperature and humidity. So sometime when cigar came out like that, just fresh, new release is good to let it sit,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Try when it comes and let it sit, and then try when it sit down to an acclimate to a temperature and humidity.
They're
Well,
smoking great now.
I'd say, Henderson, I know we got to wrap up, but it has been obviously we've been wanting to bring you on for quite a while and just schedules, and everything. But I'm glad we got you on. And I'm not going to say what, but people watching the show will have a nice little surprise coming up after this show. But we appreciate your knowledge, and that's why we wanted to come on and not do a review with you and actually just smoke and talk, right? Because you've got insight that we appreciate and that we do reference often. The way that you handle people, even me and Chad, especially, and I think Chad personally for bringing me into it, but it's how you cater to your people, as you've well described while we've been talking to you. You're not just trying to put a product out there to sell. You actually care about the product and how it comes to fruition. So I'm personally glad, and I know Chad is, that we finally found the time to slow down for an hour or two and kind of get together and talk, because it's been one hell of a conversation. And those who didn't know, learning about you and how you got here is pretty good fun tidbit for anybody that's interested in that type of information. So it adds another aspect to our conversations and our personal cigar journeys, knowing what's behind, the blends of Adventura as we sit down and enjoy them. So thank you for
Man,
coming on, brother.
now I'll thank you to having me on the show, you and Shad. Shad is the one that hook up everybody here.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And Shad, thank you very much, for the support. Um, uh, Anything that you need to know about Adventura, contact my manager there, Shad.
You might as well be.
uh,
Pat's gonna put my
uh,
phone number on the
looking
screen.
Right.
looking forward to see you down here in Dominican Republic, man.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
gonna have to
I'd
make that
love
happen at
to
some
do
point.
that, Pat. Pat, can you do it at some point?
At
We
some
should
point, I
just
will. I'll just,
make a
we'll
trip
pre-plan
down
it so I
there.
can pull enough time off to get down there. Maybe we
Make
can
the
work out
plans
and
and
go
be
down
my
there.
guest.
Man, that's my dream vacation to come down to your factory. Just
We'll have to
hang
work
out.
that. We'll have to find time where he's home and we're back. We can get down there. That'd be a cool trip to do for sure.
Yeah. Not
Well,
too bad, man. Easy flight, 2 hours from Michigan to New York and Santiago.
yeah, it's not bad.
Okay.
Yeah. So just
Well,
get here.
thanks for coming on, brother. I know we'll wrap it up and we'll do this again in the future when time allows. And everybody watching down, leave some comments. Let us know what you thought. Ask questions. We'll get to them. And if Chad doesn't know, then for some reason I think we know a guy. So good show. And if y'all watching, y'all know the drill. Till next time, stay safe and hollow down.
Take care, guys. We're here to stay.
No doubt.